Hi, my name is Kevin Goode and welcome to my channel. On this particular playlist we are learning beginning Hebrew, and last week we left off with the Shoresh. I thought it'd be cool to stop back by the Shoresh again. The word we learned last time was katav, which means to write. This time we're going to learn a new word, bara. Okay, let's dive on in. Here we go. Bara means created, or he created, okay? And Shoresh, once again, is Shin, Vav, Resh, and Shin, okay? And remember, the Shoresh is a 3 or 4 letter consonant root, and from that we can derive the meaning of a word. But let's go in and jump on in with bara. Okay, first we have bara, he created, which is an active word. That's something that's happening. Next, I decided to add the infinitive, livor, and that means to create. And the li, it tells you it's going to be to create, but we'll learn more about that later. So livor is to create, and bariya, which is creation or the world, and that's a gerund, and it's an incomplete or incompleted action. So it's something that's happening, but it's not completed yet, okay? So it's in process. And then last but not least, we have nivra, which is he had created, which is a passive, okay? So bara, he created. Livor is to create. Beriya is creation of the world in the process, not complete yet. And nivra, which is he had created, had been created. All right, let's continue going forward. I thought it would be cool to basically add something, use something in context. So I decided to pick a verse out of the Bible, and what better verse than Genesis 1:1. So let's go on and go forward. Okay, from the Bible, Genesis 1:1. I'll read it first in Hebrew, then we'll kind of break it down. So, Bereshit, bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. All right, in bara, we've learned that. We just learned that today. But there's a couple of other words in here that we don't know. But the ones that I want to focus on right now are et. Because et in and of itself in Hebrew doesn't have a meaning, but it does have a meaning. And it's basically used behind a definite direct object. And we've talked about direct and indirect objects in a previous video. But for right now, but we never talked about et, and we'll continue to talk about et. Sometimes it's confusing, sometimes it's not, but you'll get the gist of it as you learn more Hebrew. So, once again, et precedes the definite direct object of a sentence. So here we have Bereshit, bara, Elohim, et, and then ha, the direct object we talked about before, ha shamayim. We'll talk about shamayim in a second. And then ve et haaretz. So ve we talked about in a previous video. Ve means and then we have et again, and et is preceding the haaretz. Okay? So Bereshit, bara, Elohim, et, ha shamayim, ve et haaretz. So I just wanted to focus on et so you guys can know how et's used. Remember, it's used before a direct object, because we talked about direct and indirect objects, okay? Now let's learn the other words. Here we go. Bereshit, bara, Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Be means in, at, or the. We talked about that before. Rashit means beginning. Bara, created. Elohim, Elohim is God. And then et, we just talked about. Ha means the. Shamayim is heaven. Okay, ve, which means and. We've talked about that before. Et, haaretz. Aretz means earth. It can also mean land, so it depends on the context. So in English, in beginning, created God the heaven and the earth. Okay, so when it's written in English, it's, massaged a little bit, but it's essentially the same meaning, and not just English, any language, but in the original language, that's what it means directly. Okay, so in beginning, created God the heaven and the earth. In Hebrew, Bereshit, bara, Elohim, et, hashamayim, ve'et, haaretz. All right, that's it for today. We learned bara, which means created, and we used Genesis 1:1. So remember, if you like the content on this channel, this playlist, please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so that way you'll know when I release new content. Thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a great week.